And welcome back into a brand new episode of Tribal Council Chat. As always, we are your hosts. My name is Bruce Heller.
And my name's Brett Parnell.
And let's dive in. So, episode 3 of Survivor 49.
Episode 3. Any thoughts so far, Bruce, on the season before we get into the episode? Now that we've seen a few weeks of this cast?
It's a fun cast. I like this group a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. So do I. It's unfortunate that the tribes are a bit unbalanced, but oh well, let it be.
Yeah.
Other than that, really, it is a really fun group. So we start the episode. Just 1 second while I get names because I always forget that I mix them up. We start on Uli this week.
We do.
And we have what essentially looks like a alliance within an alliance. This was what we were saying was like the relaxed tribe, and that everyone's just doing yoga and enjoying their time in Fiji. But it at least seems from what we're showing, and I know the players have kind of disputed this, but what we're seeing on the show, that there's a group of 4 within this tribe of 6.
Yeah.
And that would be leaving both Jawan and Sage on the outs.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
It is unfortunate, however, I do have to add, Savannah mentioned online this week that she also thought she had a girls' alliance of 3. So there could be more alliances than we know going on here. And they could have just edited it.
Yeah.
Savannah said online that's why she was unhappy when she heard that Sage was plotting against her at this point of the show, was because she thought it was herself, Shannon, and Sage that had an alliance of 3 going into merge.
That is interesting. Yeah, we didn't get shown that at all.
We did not get shown that at all, which really shows you the kind of volatility of Survivor, in which, let's be honest, they can only show us so much. It's not production's fault necessarily, but they've chosen to show a certain storyline that's probably the most important one based on what happens out there, but what might be the most important storyline in the run of the entire game and what we need to see to understand the season isn't always what a player is thinking of on day 5.
Yeah, agreed.
So there could easily be times where at this point of the game, a player could think something else is more important, but after it all plays out, what they're showing us works out to be what they should be showing us.
I think the solution is clear. CBS should just empty their entire TV schedule for 26 days round the clock and just show everything they film. Just
So the
24
Big Brother
hours a
live
day
feeds
Survivor for
on
26 days of television.
CBS television.
On network television, yes.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
That would be.
I mean, theoretically, I've always wondered that. I'm like, they show, this is a different show, sidetracked, but they show ridiculousness for like 23 hours a day. It would be hilarious if MTV just did the challenge live feeds.
Oh, gosh.
And we would actually know what goes on in there.
But live feeds would be hard because that show doesn't air while they're in the house. It's
no, it doesn't.
But that would be interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it could air while they were in it. They just don't do it that way.
Yeah, true.
Survivor I see, because it's like, I mean, you couldn't even really do enjoyable live feeds to watch the way Big Brother does. Half the season is filmed in pitch black.
Did you watch did you watch live feeds this big?
No, they don't exist here.
Oh, that's interesting. I just didn't. I watched the episodes and that was it. But
yeah. I got enough feedback from other people that were watching them
Yeah,
of what was going on.
agreed.
But back to Survivor. We also then see Uli has just voted out. Oh, sorry, not Uli. I was just talking about Uli. We
Kele.
see Kele has just voted out Annie. And I think this tribe is kind of just ready to move on.
Yeah.
It was a unanimous vote. I don't think there's anybody here that's necessarily saying, I'm done now that Annie's gone. It's, yeah, we lost and she needed to go. She was messing around strategically with everybody else here.
Yeah.
I don't even think Alex really ever considered giving Annie his idol, despite what he said.
No, I don't think so either.
And then staying with Kele, we have a medical incident. And I think this really takes up the vast majority of this episode.
This was the biggest storyline this episode for
sure. Yeah, no question. In which Jake is sitting at the water's edge and ends up being bit by a sea crate. A couple of things that I noticed here as someone who's gone scuba diving in waters where there are sea crates, and I've actually seen one with my own two eyes.
And you live to tell the tale.
Yes, I have. First of all, obviously Jake's not at fault here by any means. He didn't do anything that he would have known about. But there's a very big difference between like surviving on a deserted island and, say, being a scuba diver. So when I've seen one, I'm this big thing in a red and black wetsuit that's blowing bubbles all over the place. Animals are going to be scared of that. Sea crate is, from what I've heard from marine biologists, yes, they're an extremely dangerous animal, but they're an extremely timid animal.
Yeah.
So they will, if you're scuba diving and they see you, they'll take off. You won't see it for more than a few seconds. I'm going to guess, and we'll never know, that what led to this is that seeing that Jake was sitting right near the water line, like where the ocean meets the sand, I'm assuming that that snake had eggs laid right underneath where he was sitting. And therefore it got very defensive.
Interesting.
That's my best guess from people who have looked into marine safety, is that it was probably trying to defend its future children from predators, even though obviously Jake is not a predator to eat snake eggs. That makes no sense.
I did not know that snakes can control whether their bite has venom in it or not.
Yeah, I did not know that
I just
either.
thought when a venomous or poisonous snake bites you, the juice comes when you get bit. I didn't realize that a dry bite is a thing.
Yeah, that was news to me too. I looked into it. I did see it make sense though, and I mean we might be going down a biology podcast, but I think a scientific and medical lesson is really what this episode was for the better part of it.
Yeah.
That was fairly interesting to see. What I did find out is that the reason, I guess, biologically that they can control that is because snakes try to use the venom intentionally to kill fish.
Oh.
So it's not in their interest to waste the limited supply of venom to kill their food to try to back a predator off of, say, eggs or territory.
Yeah. Some snakes are more aggressive than others too. So
yeah.
If it was like a black mamba or a gaboon viper, maybe it would be different. Those are both super poisonous or venomous.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a difference between poison and venom that I don't remember. But
I don't either. But all I know is that although, yes, Jeff was right to say that this species is 10 times more venomous than a rattlesnake, it's also a very docile animal, and that was just a totally freak accident.
And rattlesnakes are not very docile, from what I can tell.
I do not know. I would imagine if you left them alone, they're probably fine. But I mean, let's be honest. There's probably some kids in Arizona that see one and think it's a go pet the dog.
Yeah, but
Because there's always going to be dumb people in the world.
well, I'm a dumb people in the world.
No, you're not.
Sometimes.
I mean, you did pick the Yankees to go into the World Series,
Oh,
but
both teams in my World Series are out. One of them in like the dumbest way I've ever
yeah,
seen
that
a team
was
get
sad.
eliminated.
I won't comment on that because I picked that team as well.
The Phillies getting eliminated on an error where your pitcher throws it away, throwing to the plate is wild.
Yeah.
One of the dumbest eliminations I've seen, and one of my favorite teams blew a 2-goal lead in their last season game 7 and let the game get tied with 1.6 seconds left and then lost in double overtime.
Yeah.
So,
And then we bring it up in this is trivia day.
I say I'm glad I'm not a Phillies fan, but I had my own version of that last May. So,
yeah.
huh.
But hey, it'll be fun to see those two teams have a rematch this year.
We play them well when it's in St. Louis. At least in the
That's
playoffs
true.
we did. Hellebuck's good in the regular season, though, so hopefully we get their backup that night.
Hopefully.
But if they shoot the way they did at opening night against Minnesota last night, when like they just kept shooting it right at Philip Gustafson's chest, it won't matter who's in net.
No.
That was
No, Ottawa won their
bad.
first game.
We lost 5-0, despite outshooting them 15-5 in the second period, and that was 15-1 at one point.
Wow.
And we got outscored 2-0 that period.
So speaking of, we've kind of gone over, I guess, what I've been able to learn about the snake bite itself, but then we get a really neat scene. First of all, I noticed right away that we've seen this happen with medevacs with Scoopin, with Caleb.
Yeah.
The fact that they didn't bring a helicopter and put Jake on a boat right away told me that they thought he would be fine.
I mean, the boat's more easily accessible. You don't have to wait for it to show up. You have to wait for a helicopter to come.
Yeah, but it's still fast.
It is, but the boat's already there. If you feel like you can't wait and you need to get him to base camp.
Yeah. But I mean, if you think that he's going to die before he gets there off a 30-minute boat ride.
I don't think they knew he was fine until they learned that they confirmed the bite was dry.
I just think that they knew enough about the species to know that, like, if he isn't fine, it's going to take 6 hours.
Yeah,
to settle in.
Before we take him away, though, really cool confessional with Alex pulling out the safety book.
Yeah.
We've never actually seen the safety book.
No, we haven't.
So, that was cool.
They should put that on, like, Instagram just so fans can see what they actually tell them.
Yeah. That would be
really neat to see.
That's
but then
for us to ask when we do future episodes with former players, we should just ask them about the safety book.
Yeah, that would be fun. But then we get into about a 20-minute scene that really shows us medical in action. And this isn't medical in action like at a challenge like we've seen before, but really we actually get to see the medical setup that they have in productions camp. And it really shows you how seriously they take the well-being of the players.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And it's cool to get to see the base camp hospital a little bit. I felt like I was watching one of those like medical drama hospital TV shows a little bit, but it was a really.
And I also heard today, I don't know if you saw this, but that after Jake recovered at base camp for the afternoon. He was flown to Australia to see an actual like snake bite specialist.
I did not hear that. I saw they put on the episode he was able to get home for his kid's birth.
He was.
So that's exciting.
That was exciting. I'll ignore the hockey jersey he was wearing in the photo that we saw.
I thought of you as soon as I saw that too. I'm like, oh, that's funny.
My mom is like, "Is he a Canadian? I thought he was from like somewhere else." And I'm like, "No, he's from Saskatchewan."
Yeah, only Canadians and Americans can go on American Survivor.
Yeah.
Just wait for Survivor North America versus the world. And I added North
Oh,
America in there so you wouldn't disagree with me on the tribe divisions.
yeah. Either way, it will be fun if that ever happens, no matter which way it is.
Yeah. Or American Survivor versus the world. I could phrase it that way to get the tribe divisions I want also.
Oh, you could see that too. I just think that CBS would choose to do it my way because they'd want to have more of their contestants.
Yeah. I just
And
love
if
the way
you,
Australia did it, where their show had one tribe and all the other shows combined for another tribe.
yeah, I can see that. I just would see CBS trying to get as many CBS people and as few international survivors as they could.
But that defeats the purpose of doing it. If you're stacking it with your own people, just do a season of your show.
Oh, you don't need
Do
to
a
stack it.
crossover. Do a
I
crossover.
mean, you just put two Canadians and then another like eight internationals. But
Yeah.
and
Or
the reality is
five if
too,
you
after
do Australia
Australian
versus
versus
the
the
world
world,
tribe
the
sizes.
after Australia versus the world, the people who played on the Australian tribe probably don't want to play again on like America versus the world. So I'd assume they'd be casting different Australians.
Yeah,
So it would limit your casting total.
true.
I mean, some of them might, but we all know already that like Shawnee says she's done.
Yeah. People
I
have
can
said
see,
they're done and then come back though. Sandra said she was done after Winners at War.
yeah. And then there's the challenge.
Wes hasn't come back since he said he was done. So
Yeah, that's true.
maybe he actually means it.
Maybe he does. Leroy said he was done and came back 2 seasons later.
To be fair, there was a pandemic in there at
Yeah.
some point. So it was two
After
seasons, but it was
40, Jenny
longer
said
than the
she was
normal.
done, and now she says she wants to play again.
Who?
Jenny from England.
Oh, I didn't know she said she was done. Okay.
She said she was done after 40, and now after half of 41, she's like, I want to do this again.
That's fair. So 41's been fun. But yeah, just really cool scene here with Probst, with Jake, with the doctor. I like seeing base camp. I like seeing the base camp hospital. It's a cool behind
Yeah,
the scenes view.
it was. They should almost take this and like just have Jeff sometime put up like a half-hour YouTube video and show us all at base camp.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I know I'm looking forward to seeing, I guess, what was a base camp. It is not anymore, but when I'm in Cambodia, I'm staying at the hotel that was used for base camp.
I thought you were staying at the hotel they used for Ponderosa.
They use Ponderosa as part of base camp later in the season once they need like up to 9 rooms.
Oh,
But all of production stays there and stuff as well.
okay. That makes sense.
They just separate the filming area so that way it's like the crew isn't in. What's the word I'm looking for? Influencing the jury, or vice versa. The jury is kind of segregated within Ponderosa.
Also, this episode, we see, I believe, two different tribes do a team idol hunt.
Yeah, we do. And
Interesting
I guess
strategy.
that makes sense because they want to make sure that they get the idols out of the game before any potential swap, merge, oolonging, mat singing, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Because at this point, we know that Kele looks about done.
But there's a swap coming next week, so
There is, but they didn't know that.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. The fact that there is a swap makes it such a smart idea to be like, we gotta find this idol before Jeff throws something unexpected at us.
Yeah, that makes sense. And so also one of those tribes was Uli. One thing I have written down is Sage pulls Shannon aside and talks about like is the Sage and stuff. We covered this a little bit, but we really see how close Shannon is with Savannah because Sage is
Yeah.
kind of like not even that aggressively, kind of gently just feeling out Savannah's as a name, saying, "Here's something I've noticed." And Shannon immediately runs to Savannah and tells her. So those two,
Yep.
that tells me how close those two are.
Yeah, absolutely. Which puts Sage in a very bad spot too.
And we hear her talk about that a little bit also, is she talks about how she's had a hard time getting close to people because of how people have ghosted her in the past.
Yeah,
And so again, I like the raw, like honest human moments that we get from this show.
we do. Especially with a cast that is pretty much all good on camera.
Yeah.
I mean, players like Nicole and Annie we didn't get to see very much of, but the names that you get the sense are going to go far: Savannah, Rizzo, Michelle, Sage, Sophie. We're getting so much good content from them.
But yeah. Also, the other tribe that was doing a team idol hunt was Hina, and MC
Yep,
found it
she
and
did.
only told Steven. So
Yeah, very smart.
we have that on record.
So we'll see where these idols land going into a swap.
And so right before we get to the challenge, we're in the base camp hospital. We find out that it was a dry snake bite, but they still, like, doctor doesn't even consider it.
Yeah,
When Probe says, "Do you feel comfortable sending him back in?" No way at all.
no. And I mean, he's right at that point that it's more than just the fact that it was a dry bite, but um, Jake's gone through such a traumatic experience where, like, Jake gave an interview yesterday where he said that whole boat ride he thought was the last day of his life.
Oh my gosh.
And when he's in that situation, you're just not going to be emotionally fit to go back into that game and be like, yeah, I felt like today was the end and now I'm back with no food, no water, no shelter, no fire.
Yeah. And if
So
you
it
do
was,
make it far enough, that snake bite makes you a target too.
yeah, it's a good point. So
'Cause,
it was the right decision, but
yeah.
I really hope we get a chance to see Jake play again.
Yeah. Also, side note, everyone's always afraid of the sympathy vote, like at the end. Has anybody ever actually won because of that? I don't
Um,
think so.
I want to say that some of it influenced Tina winning, but we'd have to go back that far.
There's been a few that I definitely think it had an influence.
Yeah, I don't think it necessarily
Like
was
Cambodia,
the only
Jeremy
thing that
pulling out
mattered.
like Cambodia, final tribal, Jeremy pulling out that Val's pregnant.
Other than that, he would have won anyway.
Yeah,
Easy.
that's what I'm saying. Like there was influence. Like Jeremy would have won anyway. May or may not have been unanimous. Adam, the story of his mom coming out at final tribal,
Yeah,
he wins unanimously. Is that unanimous without that? I don't know.
I think so.
You do?
Yeah,
I still think he played the best game, but I definitely feel like that strengthened the unanimous vote a little bit.
makes sense.
I have no proof of that, but how could it not?
Yeah, that's true.
But
Um,
nobody's won because of the sympathy vote. Like,
no. I think Tina is the only one that I would say that probably is the closest to it. And I mean, it's because her season was decided by one vote. And when you listen to the jury as a whole, I get the sense some of the Australian jurors, not saying all of them, but was very into the fact of like Colby's a young guy who can go out and make money, and Tina has children.
Yeah. Tina also just played better.
Oh, then that's a fair point. I agree. I'm just saying I think that her
Yeah.
position in life influenced the jury a bit, the way it wouldn't so much on a more modern jury.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have definitely voted for Tina. I don't know about you, but you just said she played better, so I'm sure you would
Yeah.
agree with me.
For sure. And Lil.
Yeah.
We would have gotten both of our jury votes, like
No.
Toronto's.
No. That is the weirdest jury vote of all time. I know I say this like every episode. I'm trying to think, is there really any other sympathy votes?
Jeremy and Adam come to my mind, but they were winning anyway.
That's it. JT. I'm just going through the winners in my mind. Bob, no. Natalie, no. I mean, maybe it's the reverse sympathy vote with Natalie White.
Maybe they were sympathetic for her because she had to put up with Russell for 39 years.
Yeah, that was exactly where my mind was going. And the same with Sandra.
Yeah.
21, we have Fabio, no. Rob, no. Sophie, no. Kim, no. Denise, no. Yeah, there's no one else.
Yeah. So we move into the challenge, and Jeff gives the news Jake was medevaced. Really emotional moment here. The three remaining Keles are, of course, broken up about it, but one thing we see here and we see at the end of the challenge too is that the other two tribes really do feel for Kele.
Yeah.
I love seeing that.
Yeah, I love seeing that too. You do get the emotional moments. We'll talk about the end of the challenge, but I mean, absolutely, it's great to see that all the players do share that feeling. And I mean, it's such a freak accident too that could be anybody. It's really got nothing to do with like Kele's state in the game.
Yeah. And so the way the challenge works is one person races to the top of this tower thing and leaps into the ocean and retrieves a key and makes their way across these platforms, across a seesaw, and they have to untie the key while they're on the seesaw. And once everyone has made it through, two people will unlock and build a puzzle.
Yep.
The sea crate thing happening on the same day they have a water challenge planned was very unfortunate timing.
It was unfortunate, but I mean, at the same time, like I was saying earlier, I personally think Jake was just in the wrong place at the wrong time by nothing that he could control.
Yeah, but they don't know that. They don't.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, a sea crate is far more dangerous at the water's edge than it is in open ocean.
Yeah. But see, they don't know the scuba diving experience you have. All they know is a snake bit someone today and he's gone, and now we're in the water.
That's fair. That being said, I mean,
tell them no, it's fine.
That being said, I mean, I'm sure we could break it down. There's got to be some certified divers on this cast.
Maybe.
You know who's been in like the top divers in the whole United States?
Russell Swan.
No. In like the top 1% of people who have done the most dives in basically mankind, Jeff Probst. Supposedly, Jeff goes diving on all their off times when they're filming.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, I've heard that as a neat story, and I'm just like, oh, that's cool. Jeff's been diving like thousands of times.
Nice.
It's why he also really has a preference for the ocean locations as opposed to the Africa, Amazon, Guatemala
China.
Yeah, China. I don't want to go diving in a river in China. The
China
visibility
was
would be
still
about an
a
inch.
cool location because, and I'm not just saying this because it's my favorite season. I feel like that's the best season for incorporating the culture into the season.
Absolutely.
And
No
I'm not
question.
even sure that it's close.
Yeah, it's not close. I would say probably Cambodia is like a second place, but it's distantly back.
Yeah.
Maybe Africa could be in the top, like Cambodia
Africa's
and
a good
Africa
one.
would
Yeah.
be in the probably the second and third.
Africa tailored their challenges. Like
They
Africa
really
did
did.
blood drinking. That was cool. That was a
I
big
think I
one.
would have to bump Cambodia down and put Africa into second.
They're interchangeable for me at
Yeah.
two. Either one works. But
Yes, Africa did do blood drinking. I thought that challenge looked crazy.
it
But I'm
does.
like, I would
That's because it
also
is
win
crazy.
this.
I
I
think.
know, but I could win it.
I think it's just a mental thing. Like
It
that would
is.
be weird to do for a lot of people.
Yeah. I'm like, here's the weird thing though, of all the eating challenges Survivor's done, that would probably be in my mind the easiest one.
Yeah.
Because you're just consuming a cultural delicacy there that's straightforward. You're not having like Pearl Islands would have been the hardest eating challenge where Jeff is just blending crap into a smoothie that doesn't make any sense.
Okay. What about the Amazon one where you have a giant like meat and you're
That would have been interesting.
tearing? Your hands are behind your back and you're just tearing. Not even getting to eat it, but dropping it into a bucket, and whichever tribe has the most weight in it wins.
Yeah, that would have been odd.
Does that count as an eating challenge if you're not
I
actually?
wouldn't say so.
I mean, it kind of does. It's a food challenge at least.
Yeah. The temptation there would have just been to start eating the beef.
That's why they didn't do it as an individual challenge, I assume. Because
Because people would not
someone
do
would
it.
think I don't need individual immunity. I can just slack off and eat a little bit. Whereas
That would have
if
made
you do
great
that in a
television.
team challenge, everyone's going to be mad at you and vote you out if they lose.
But that would have made great TV.
Yeah. Get someone like a Fair Player or Russell doing that challenge.
Yeah.
They'll eat even as a team challenge.
Oh, absolutely.
What a weird challenge that was.
That was, and they did it twice.
Did they?
I swear they did it one other time.
I think you're right, but I don't remember when. I remember them
And
doing it
I
on Amazon.
and I think the challenge has done this too.
Their eating challenges, for the most part, are the worst. Peppers and onions is the most normal one I've seen them do food wise.
And somebody cheated.
Not somebody, lots of somebodies, like half the cast.
Lots of more than half the cast, but the first person to cheat was one of Bruce's favorite players.
Like, props to America and Derek K for being, I'm pretty sure, the only two people. Maybe CT also, based on what.
Yeah.
But like three people out of so many didn't finish it is wild.
Yeah, it is.
I texted you while I was watching that. I couldn't believe I was watching. How do you not? That's not even like the player's fault because production set it up in a way they could get away with it.
Yeah.
How
When
do
we
you not
record,
force them to like have to call for a check
yeah, exactly.
or have someone there? I don't know. But also, I like feisty probes getting back to this episode and this immunity reward challenge.
Yeah.
But feisty probes kind of became mean probes for a second here. The
When
quote
is
I
this?
wrote down was, I would like to be optimistic, but at this point that would be foolish. Like, jeez.
Was that when they were already playing though? Like when they were just like zero pieces compared to everyone else being done?
I think we were at the puzzle at that point.
Yeah. I think he was. I mean,
He wasn't
it
wrong.
might have been mean probes, but it was correct probes.
Oh, it was 100% right, but still, jeez.
So what I wanted to get to right after this, I guess that kind of gives us a perfect movement into the end of the challenge. Is I don't know if you saw the pictures going around online today, but we get that scene where Jeff says, like, I've never seen everybody so calm and relaxed.
Yeah.
And like, because they're all focused on what's going on with Jake. And then RIZGOD decides to post a picture that says, Prost. Um, I've never seen everyone so calm after winning. 2 minutes after the challenge ends, it's Liz God deciding to do flips into the ocean.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I love Rizzo.
Oh yeah, he
We
is.
saw a ton of him in the premiere, and then episodes 2 and 3 haven't seen near as much.
I was not thrilled with him in his interviews. I picked him because I know he's going to be on 50, and that was the only reason I took him over Sophie. But I am just loving having this guy on my team.
Yeah.
He's just great. I'm sure he'll be around at least till the final, like 5, 6.
Yeah. So, as you can guess, based on what we were saying with Probst, Kele loses the challenge, and
Yeah,
I like we said, the other two tribes really weren't even celebrating. Just kind of they felt bad for Kele and everything they'd been through with Jake and just where they were as a tribe. And I like seeing the sportsmanship and humanity there a little bit.
yeah, absolutely.
I also, right after Kele lost, wrote Jeremiah is done because
Yeah,
one of the first scenes in this show with them was him saying that the four remaining Kellas are happy, but they have to think about who's the next to go if they go back to tribal. And I immediately wrote down, dude, that's you.
yeah,
Because last week he's like, well, the three of them are tight, and I'm supposed to be their fourth, but I'm the last to hear everything.
that's right.
This vote, he would have gone anyway, but like the idol didn't matter. But this vote was more complicated leading up to it than I thought. Like Savannah really seemed like she wanted to send Alex home, and I thought Jeremiah would have been. I thought after the challenge, Jeremiah was cooked.
Yeah, I thought so too. I didn't think there was much of a chance here. Mostly just because, with all due respect to Jeremiah, we're getting so much content from Alex and Sophie.
But like, it was a complicated lead up to tribal. Like,
They
it
have
made
to
it seem
try.
like there was a chance Alex would go home if he didn't play his idol.
I think production really pushed to get content.
There.
I think this was decided the second it happened. But
We
that's just
also
me. I
see
could be wrong.
like Alex and Jeremiah talking at one point and Sophie spying on them in the bushes behind them. That was great.
Yeah, that was. She is a very entertaining character on television.
Oh, I totally agree. And
And I mean, this tribe has become a disaster. We're now down to two, but I'm hoping with the swap that both Sophie and Alex can find a way to just work themselves as a swing vote into a new tribe.
honestly, the two of them, not as much as a swap as if we were merging, but the two of them are in a power position because you've got
Yeah.
two tribes of six, and this will depend on how the swaps shake out. I kind of hope we somehow get even numbers across the
If
two
that's
tribes.
what I was just about to say, if you're Sophie or you're Alex, what you really want is even numbers in this swap. Because then you're gold.
Because then the other two tribes will point all their guns at each other, and they
That's
need
it.
you to go after each other. So, yeah. Do you have any notes from?
That's right. But if you don't get even numbers, you could be a very easy target.
Yeah, you could be.
Um, I mean, I pretty much already said them, but Alex just seemed to be. I'm sorry, Jeremiah just seem to be on the way out. Vote of the season so far.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think we're on a bit of a delay, by the way.
Oh.
But yeah, it was a fun
Hello, did I
episode.
freeze? Did I freeze?
No, it's just
Yeah, it was a
saying
fun
that it's
episode. Um, you're cutting out. Do you want to repeat that, Bruce?
uh I had stopped. I think we're on a delay because like you're reacting to things I say minutes after I say them. So I think I'm not coming through.
Oh, oh no. Can you hear me now or no?
Yeah, and it's matching with your video, so I think we're fine.
All right, so we caught up. I'm sorry about that. Something just went slow with the internet.
Yeah,
It came up your internet connection is unstable, and then we were on that delay.
yeah,
What were you saying?
nothing. Tribal was pretty straightforward.
Yeah, straightforward tribal. It was an interesting episode. Thankfully, Jake is okay and got to see his child. But it was different. We got a good viewpoint of like how Survivor runs from behind the camera
Yeah,
this week.
which is really cool.
Yeah,
So did
seeing this with the medical team, it almost brought me back to like earlier in the week, going to see the movie of the behind the scenes of the life of a showgirl and getting that whole new perspective.
that's cool. Yeah, that's really awesome. Do we want to dive in to a line blindside first boot?
Sure, why not? I am gonna give you the names. Just 1 second. I've gotta look it up. Unless you have three names and you want to give them to me.
I will in a second once I look something up. Okay, sure. You ready?
Yep.
So you have from your favorite newbie season, I think your second favorite season overall, Joe Del Campo from Co Wrong.
Nice.
You have from Australian Outback, Nick Brown. And from I last season, 48, you have Kevin Lung, I think his last name is pronounced Leung.
Interesting. So Kevin,
Kevin, Joe, and Nick.
Joe, and Nick.
And if you didn't catch that, it's because I saw the Jonas Brothers this week.
And which Nick was this? Sorry, you were a bit slow.
Australian Outback Nick. Nick
Australian
Brown.
Outback Nick. I'm gonna align with Nick. He was the player I was cheering for all those years ago. I'm going to.
And he works in the field you have a degree in now. So
That's true. He does. Didn't he get elected to something?
yeah.
I think so.
Let me pull up his Wikipedia while
I
you
think
keep
he's
talking.
like Washington State, some elected official.
Yeah, he has been for a while. I'm looking it up. Keep talking.
I am going to blindside Joe. He seemed to be very loyal to his alliance. From everything that I've heard, he got along well with everybody in the game, and that leaves me to first boot Kevin. No real reason. I have no strong opinions on him either way. What about you?
Nick Brown is the 19th Attorney General of Washington,
Oh
currently
wow,
incumbent, and assumed office in January of this year. Also was a U.S. attorney for the Western District of Washington from 21 to 23.
Interesting.
So he's been in politics for a few years now.
Makes sense.
So also in his U.S. attorney job was preceded and succeeded by the same person. It looks like that's interesting.
That is interesting.
So yeah, I'm gonna first boot Kevin. I know the least about him. I really don't have thoughts or opinions on his game because he wasn't around very long. I'm going to blindside Nick because, I mean, he's a lawyer and now a politician. That guy's good at talking. I don't want to compete against him at Final Tribal where being good at talking could win or lose the game for me.
Yeah.
Which leads me to a lineside Joe. Oh, not a line side. That's not a word. A line with Joe. And we're going to go to the end together. I just have to keep the stake away from him.
Interesting.
Because
Yeah, I like those
wasn't
picks.
he the one that got medevac because he ate a bunch of steak?
That he did something like 3 feet of steak.
Yeah.
If only I could find out who this person was. I might have to come up with a new theme because I can't remember who it is. But just give me 2 seconds to see if I can find it, okay?
1, 2.
Funny.
But yeah.
This Google search might help, and if not, okay, I have found it in 2022. Was that this one? Yeah. Your options are going to be from season one, Jervis.
Oh gosh.
From season 49, Jake. And from Australian Survivor, Heroes versus Villains, Josh.
Who was it from Australian Heroes versus Villains?
Josh. Or was that Blood versus Water?
I don't recognize the name. Let me look him up.
Do you want the theme so that way you can make sure you look up the right guy?
Sure.
Players who had a pregnant partner during the game.
Oh,
He was the one that needed to call that one. They let him win the phone call home at the auction so he could call his pregnant wife.
I think he was Blood versus Water.
Okay, I mixed
Based
up the
on
two
this,
seasons that I
I'm
saw.
gonna first boot him because I have no memory of him.
Fair.
And I'm gonna go to the end with Jervis because in 27 it's proven that going to the end with him is a winning strategy. And in season
Yeah,
one, he just rubbed people the wrong way a little bit. So,
fair enough.
which means Jake is getting blindsided by default.
Nice.
What about you?
Um, yeah, I think I'm going to completely agree with you on that one.
Nice.
Well, that was a interesting week. We
It
will be
was.
back next week to talk about a swap. Hopefully, should give us some more content.
Yeah.
TT and I will be recording New Generation Challenge podcast as soon as we have time. But we'll get that all out to you soon. We've been a bit busy.
Yeah.
Anything you want to update everyone on Pit Stop House?
Pit Stop Pals is going well. Check that out. Check out the Redbubble merch store. And With that being said, grab your torches and head back to camp. Bye, everyone.
Bye.